Alright, what's up Cipher users? I'm going to quickly run through with you the new features that we've added to the Cipher app. Well, I say we, mainly Will has slaved away at from the ideas and suggestions from the Cipher app Facebook group that you've all been part of. And basically some of them are just not very obvious what they do, so I'm going to run you through what they look like. No fluff, no drama, let's just jump straight into the explanation. So, open up your settings, guys. Everything's going to be pretty much the same, but we've added one or two new things. So the iOS style 11, we know what that is for when iOS 11 drops. Birthday entry, day position, month position, still the same as always. But now we have a third box. But this couples up with the toggle beneath it, which is year mode, birth year age. And what this does is an incredible feature, something I've wanted for a long time built into it. And it's and also Emran Riaz on the Facebook group suggested it too. And what it basically does is this can calculate the day of the week that somebody's born on, in a new way to usual. Usually when magicians do this, they ask for your birth date and the year that you're born, and there's a few different options for mathematical equations that you can work out in your head to work out the day of the week they're born on. However, this doesn't use the year that they're born. This uses their current age and the current day that it is too, coupled with their birthday. So the disconnect from the user to the method is on a size that's never been, I don't think, seen before. It really just doesn't seem comprehensible to anyone, and I'll explain what it is now. So, for instance, like me, if you put the birthday in the first box and the month in the second box, then you can put the year in the third box. So you could do put the day that you're born times by the month times by your age, but I like to put an equals in between there. So if you do press an equals, you put 4 in this box, all right, and then you toggle this on. And I'll really quickly show you what that does. So let's say you say to somebody, okay, I want you to times the day of the month that you're born by the month that you're born. Hit equals, it gives you a random number. Now the calculator classes this as the third input. So this is why you put the birth age into the fourth box. Now I say, okay, times it by the age that you are now, and it says this. And then you can say times plus multiply or whatever, divide by whatever number you want. So let's just say 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you hit equals, and it gives you a fourth number. Then you can cancel it, so it's gone. Now when you reveal, watch this, it's going to be a new reveal in this bottom corner down here. Well, I think this is, you get 2 new pieces of information from this, which I think, well, it's pretty special. So you reveal 28th of August. This is the first result, so you ignore that. The age, 28. This is the second result, so you ignore that. And then this can be their PIN code or anything you want. You've got this star sign like usual, but now you've got Sunday 88. So they're born in 1988, and they're born on a Sunday, which is 2 pieces of information that you get from one new addition. So for me, that's a really, really, really special feature. So the new updates as well, some of the other things is this. The month, now displays with 3 letters, and I think the first person to mention this to me was Patrick Kuhn. So instead of saying 8, with all the numbers going to be confusing, it sort of breaks it down for you and it says August, so org. We also have this in multi-languages too, so German, French, Spanish, and whatever. And the same for the star signs, we have this in multi-languages now. So there was a glitch before also where the PIN number wouldn't show up more than 4 digits if they had a 6-digit PIN number. That's now been fixed, so if they do put in a 6-digit PIN, that shows up. So that's all good. Now, the next new feature, which is my absolute favorite, which was suggested by a number of people on the Facebook group, is that you can hold equals and have the peak flash up, but then return to the toxic force. So let me show you how you do that. Let's hit the settings. You want to turn off ignore reveal before clear, and then hide reveal on equals release. This is really cool. So let's put in some information. So let's put in the 22nd times 9 equals times, say, somebody who's 77 equals times by their 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-digit PIN number. You get this. Now, this is the really cool part. And you actually see in one of the live performances, Ryan, he's talking to a spectator, and he wasn't sure, well, he is sure, but he's not 100% sure if they got the right force number. So before we ever input this feature, he just says, can I see the number 2? Because he's checking, and he looks, and he says, brilliant. And people suggested this on the Cipher group, that it's the perfect time to peek the information because they'll never ever remember seeing it. So now what happens is, instead of clearing it and peeking it and returning to a 0, if you just hold equals, it shows all the information, and when you release, you go back to the screen. Now think about this from a performance point of view. They get to the toxic reveal, and you reveal it as your lottery number or serial numbers on a bill, anything you want. And well, just before you reveal it, you say, oh, let's see what numbers you got. And I advise you to ask them to read it out first. So they say 359243. So they got that number sort of rolling in their head, like the sound of it is fresh. And you say, oh, let me see. You look at it, and keep the phone in their hand. Just turn their hand towards yourself. Peek whatever information you want. Don't peek it all at once. I'd say I wouldn't do that. But say they're a Virgo and they're born on a Friday. Say 35924. That's a pretty big number. They won't even remember that you touched the phone. So this feels now that you couldn't even get the information off the calculator if you wanted, because when they think back, they won't remember that you just looked at the numbers too with the phone in their hand, because in their head there's no way you could get the information. So the way that works, again, is that you just hold equals, it pops up, and when you want to release, it goes back. What's really nice about this, again, guys, is that we've added in September for the month, so it's not the number 9 now, it's the 3 letters, the first 3 letters of the month. The last one was the pin, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It now shows all 6 digits for a 6-digit pin. We also added in split star signs. So if somebody's born on the cusp of a star sign, it now says both. So they've got Virgo and Libra. Now, if you can think on your feet, for instance, in this example, if most people will choose what star sign they feel like they're most likely to be inclined are. If you can see as Virgo and Libra, think on your feet and just say, can you imagine the way your star sign's spelled? Is there an A in this? Because you know there's no A in Virgo. And if they say, you know, they class themselves as a Virgo, and you've got the star sign with one sort of simple question. You can even do more bolder things than that. You can even be, if you know the way around they go, would you say you prefer the star sign earlier or before, or after or before the day you're born? And you can get into it like that. But you get both options there, and you actually see in one performance video, I'm not sure if we uploaded it yet, but we might, some woman lands on the cusp, and Ryan gets the right one, and it was the most impressive part of the entire effect to her, including the lottery reveal. So it's actually quite nice if you get this split one, because people are like, they feel like they're giving you a challenge, or especially the one lady in the explanation video. So that's the new feature there. We've done loads of bug fixes, so it gets rid of that E that appears sometimes. Also, when you hit a plus, the E appeared again. So if you were experiencing that, that doesn't exist now. Like I said, 6-digit pin reveal, language support, so settings. Some settings weren't appearing on the screen because of this. If it was an iPhone 5 or a smaller iPhone, that's all now been fixed. So this works fluidly, and pretty much that's everything that we've got right now. Again, guys, these features, I think it takes it from a powerful app to like a superpower of apps, because it's using synergy of methods. You're not just garnering a piece of information because of one piece of information. You're now actually able to get 4, 5, 6 pieces of information, but from only 3 or 4 pieces of input. So if they put in their date of birth and their age and their PIN number, that's 3 things. You now get a toxic reveal, but you also get their date of birth, their star sign, the day of the week they're born, the year they're born, their PIN number, and their age if you want to peek that. So you can actually get 7 hits, so boom, 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 however it is, 7 hits from only 3 pieces of information. And if you frame it all right and frame it all correctly, and you act like it's casual, it doesn't matter if it's their birthday, put in, or anyone else's age, you just frame it and you pose yourself correctly, they won't remember putting anything about themselves in. And when you peek it, they won't even remember that you peeked it. So for me, it seems, it's kind of wild that you just say, put this in, put this in, put this in, and then you've got 7 massive hitters coming out there. You know, one of them's an impossible reveal of the lottery or your phone number or serial number, and the other 6 are really personal pieces of information that you can see in the performances, really affects people when they see it, to the point where you get crowds of people screaming. So that's the new features. Cipher app group on Facebook. You are the best people I've seen on Facebook. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining in, chiming in with your ideas, sharing your routines, helping us with the bug fixes, being patient with us. Android is now available for everyone as well, so the world's your oyster, guys, and I'm just going to keep rambling. And as I ramble, there's going to be a fade that comes on the screen, like we did in the explanations, and it's going to just fade me out really slowly, and my dogs are going to just start licking my legs. And that's